Canadian Entertainment Podcast. It's a Canadian Entertainment Podcast. It's a Canadian Entertainment Podcast. It's the Canadian Entertainment Podcast, hosted by Ben Stagger.
I guess.
Yeah. There's like less things, but like
it's like logic on social insurance. Maybe.
Yeah, dude. But it's like, yeah, this is kind of like a government sort of.
Yeah.
You get this.
Yeah.
You get this as Power Beam with Canada. You get the. You get
get
GarageBand. You know. Everyone gets garage. That's what. Yeah.
Yeah. One for your kid as well.
Yeah.
Here's an extra GarageBand for your son.
Yeah. When you get it.
Imagine you die and then your son inherits.
Yeah, inherits your GarageBand,
yeah.
like the version you got, like when you got your thing. Yeah.
It's like 2005 or something.
Yeah. That's what everyone, everyone when they come to Canada.
It's real.
It's part of the citizenship thing. You get, they give you a GarageBand disc.
Imagine they've been giving it out since the 50s.
Yeah, since the 50s, it used to be on a record.
Analog GarageBand.
Yeah, man, it's good. Wow. Okay, so everybody, welcome back to the Canadian Entertainment Podcast. This is one of the biggest Canadian entertainment focused podcasts in the world. We're around number 6 at this point. It always goes up and down, as you know.
It's the stats.
Yep. We have Conrad Osei in the house today. Conrad Osei is he's a filmmaker. He's a comedian. He's a former landscaper. He could do anything.
Yep.
Give it up for Conrad, everybody.
Yeah. Thanks, man. Thanks for having me.
Thanks for coming into the Canadian Entertainment Podcast Studios.
Yep.
We appreciate you being here. How's Canadian entertainment going for you?
It's good. It's good. I feel like it could be better, but it's okay right now.
Yeah,
it's not so bad.
Yeah. It's a big time right now. September is always a big time in Canadian entertainment because the Toronto International Film Festival comes to town.
Yeah.
Were you able to go to any Toronto International Film Festival screenings this year?
Legally, I can't go to any of them.
Oh, okay.
But I checked out the lineup. And it was
you were allowed to, like, they don't have the website blocked for you, eh?
No,
that wasn't part of the
yet.
arrangement.
Not yet. The next time.
Oh, so the next offense.
The next
offense.
Yeah.
Okay. So I have to ask, what did you do to David Cronenberg, buddy?
Well, let's just say he kept making movies that scared me.
Yep.
So, I had to do something about it. And most Canadians don't do anything about it. Which is wild. But, yeah.
So you went to his house and you said, dude, your movies are too scary. You got to tone it down.
I was like, why? I was just like, why?
What's wrong with you?
What's wrong with you? What did I do?
Yeah. What did you? Yeah.
Yeah.
Do you feel when you watch like David Cronenberg movies, do you feel like he is doing this to you specifically? Like this is kind of like he's like subtweeting you. Do you think it's like directed towards you, a lot of his movies?
I'll take it a step further. I think his
I would love to hear.
I think it's a step further. I think he's calling me a slur.
Oh, when you're watching it, okay.
It's very direct. It's very personal.
Yeah. Wow.
It's very personal. Yeah.
Well, sometimes I don't always get the subtext of a movie, but there's clearly some subtext you see.
It's very specific. Like it feels like they're saying Conrad the whole time, but they're using different names.
Yeah.
So I know it's about me.
Names we're not allowed to say on the Canadian Entertainment Podcast. Okay, I see.
Of course.
Yeah.
So it's I know it's a mixed thing. Me and Cronenberg, I don't know.
You guys went. Did you go film school? He went to film school in Ottawa when you went there, right? In 2000, he went back to school, right? Did he not?
Yeah, I think he went back because he knew I would be there, so he like went.
Yeah.
And then came back, which is very personal.
Yeah.
Right? Yeah. So it's like bro, you know I'll be there.
Yeah.
In a
and
couple
he
of
just
years.
came anyways. Yeah, he died.
Yeah.
He was dyeing his hair. He was wearing the clothes of the day, you know?
Drinking, Ottawa-based alcohol.
Yeah, you celebrated his 18th. And
Yeah.
you said he was turning 18 in Gatineau.
In Gatineau, yeah, which is like not good, like from a international relations standpoint. I don't think we should be interacting with.
Yeah, like that's like wrong on a number of levels because you're breaking Ontario law by going to Quebec.
2.
So David Cronenberg can drink on his 18th birthday, but then he's also lying about being 18.
Of course. Which that was a big one actually. Him lying about being 18, which is wild.
Yeah, it's weird that he
crazy.
lied about being 18. He went to University of Ottawa to do film with you, but he didn't change his name at all.
He didn't change, not even one bit. And he knows we know.
Yeah.
Which is insane. And now he's like making all the stuff, like all the cute movies he's making and stuff.
Yeah.
But like the core of it is just like hate in his movies.
Yeah, it is. It is. It's hate and it's disgust and it's just he needs if there's anyone that needs some he needs to dude, it's like David Cronenberg. Healthcare is free in Canada. You got to talk to someone, buddy. You got to go to a family doctor and say, this is what's wrong with me. You show him, you show her or him, you show him your body of work. This is what's wrong with me. Can you help me?
It's really that simple. Because if you go to a clinic and you show them and then you say this is what's wrong with me.
Yeah.
I mean, if it's like something's wrong with you and they see it, I'm sure they could take you out of your thing.
Yeah.
They wouldn't let him go make another movie if he's ever been to a clinic.
No, he would be.
What I'm saying. Yeah.
He would. He at times I think he should be locked up in a castle, sort of like Rapunzel, you know?
Like Scottish castle. Yeah. In the Highlands or something, yeah.
I'm sure Canada owns some land in Scotland. I'm sure they own a castle. We need David Cronenberg in a castle. He's disturbing my guest here, right?
That's a problem.
He's caused a lot of anguish for you.
Yeah.
And he lied about being 18. He broke Gatineau law. He broke Ontario law. Buddy.
Yeah. And also, I don't know, I've probably never told anybody this before, too, which is this is my first time saying it.
Exclusive on the Canadian Entertainment Podcast. What is it?
So, yeah. I don't know if you know this, but my mom was pregnant with me
1992. Okay.
1992. Keep that number in mind, right?
Keep it in mind.
When did the movie Videodrome come out?
Well, I could assume it came out sometime in the 20th century. Am I getting close?
I want to say it's sometime between 1901 and 2025.
Okay. So it's it's in your range of when you were the same century
born.
you were born in.
Exactly.
Okay.
So first off, that's already a red flag, right?
Yeah, big red flag.
It's like, sure, you're gonna make this movie the same time my mom. The same time. What are you saying?
Well, the same time I'm on Earth, right?
I'm on Earth. Yeah. It's the same time even my mom was going to be on Earth.
Yeah.
And then, my dad also was on Earth or was going to be on Earth too. And then I was going to come. So he knew all this stuff.
He knew all of this in advance.
And then he makes the movie. And I'll tell you this, my mom didn't want to give birth to me, but just the fear, she heard he was making it. So out of panic,
You just came out.
I just came out.
Dude, you're kind of like Harry Potter, and David Cronenberg's like your Voldemort. He's really trying to like screw you up.
Yeah,
man.
I don't like talking about it that way, but you know, like it's the truth.
It's the
It's
truth.
like it's personal.
But you're very cool, Brendan Groberg, eh?
That's my guy. I'll be
Yeah.
honest. Yeah, we've had a good time.
Your
Yeah. First time I ever like I don't know. I don't want to say first time I ever drank alcohol, but like it's because I knew he would be drinking, so I was like, I'll drink too. So it's kind of like we're friends.
Yeah,
Really,
you're,
yeah.
you're
Really
friends.
close, really close.
Yeah,
Yeah.
and I mean that's cool. I'm I'm happy that you guys can just like you just don't bring up David, and
No.
you guys just you're cool. So
Yeah.
that's awesome. I like to see that sort of stuff.
I know it's just because like not to like brag or anything, but like me, him, I don't want to like Paris Hilton.
Yep.
Nicole Richie.
Nicole Richie, yeah.
What's this girl's name? What's her fucking name again?
Which
Rihanna. Is it
Rihanna? Yeah, Rihanna.
Yeah. So we're all like
You all went to University of Ottawa together.
Carlton actually.
Oh, Carlton. Sorry, yeah.
Went to Carlton together.
Carlton.
Just vibed out, went to local bars, listened to local bands.
Chilled out Parliament Hill.
Regular stuff.
That must have been so weird that Brendan Cronenberg was first year the same year his dad was going back.
Yep.
First year to infiltrate to fuck with your mind.
Sick. He's a sick man. And even the whole time Brendan was like, what the fuck?
Dude, this is like, honestly, this story is too good to be true. You need like a Michael Moore type to make a documentary to expose.
Yeah.
Yeah. What do you think
I mean,
about?
Well, just to keep it 100, if you're not Canadian, not really it's one of the entertainment podcasts, right?
Yeah.
So it's because, only Canadian performers that I would ask to do anything creative. So Michael Moore.
But the thing is, we got to think Michael Moore, in some of his movies, he really loves Canada. He enters people's houses in Bowling for Columbine. And he
took off his shoe in that one scene.
He took off his shoe and
he's had some like what's that thing where he was having like pancakes with Canadian syrup. So I respect him.
Oh, and he did direct Canadian Bacon with so he kind of like, it's like, Michael, buddy, just come up here and come up here, buddy, get your copy of GarageBand, we'll take you in. You're giving a lot of hints, and it's like, and then once you become legit and you're like legit everything, you drop the US stuff, you could start working on this expose documentary, which will be your next Bowling for Columbine, which will be your next Fahrenheit 11. We need this could be your best picture about the emotional and mental turmoil that David Cronenberg has been putting Conrad Osei in since his time where he infiltrated Conrad's studies at Carleton U. This is this is disgusting, man. I'm pissed.
Yeah, and I mean, it's crazy because if you ask him, he probably is like, I did nothing wrong.
I did nothing wrong.
I did nothing wrong, which was supposed to be the name of his last movie. You can probably guess why, right? So
I can guess why, yeah.
It's like something that happens all the time, over and over and over. We've called the military on him, called the cops, called...
You guys called Don Jerry on him.
A few times.
You called Don Jerry on him.
Yeah. He came, obviously with a new suit.
Yeah.
He came with a new suit, and like talked to him, and midway through, he kind of he needed like a new suit because you can't scold someone the whole time in one suit.
One suit.
That's like
You just can't.
just
You
a
have
Canadian
to.
thing.
Sometimes you're scolding someone, and especially if you're Don Cherry, you need to really get your point across. You need to have
Quick.
at least 3 to 4 suits in a scolding.
Yeah, like a quick suit swap or something.
Yeah.
like, like that. But
Dude, you've
it's been
really you've seen some shit this past couple of years, man.
it's been crazy. It's been
But-
crazy. I'm just happy to be alive and I can
I know.
finally not see his new movie.
I know.
I'm just excited.
I'm gonna boycott it for you, and
Yeah.
we have a whole fan base watching all over the world right now who are huge Canadian entertainment fans. Consider maybe not seeing David Cronenberg's new movie until we get Conrad's side of the story when Michael Moore becomes a Canadian citizen and directs this movie, and you'll find out a lot more about it.
Yeah.
It might not make complete sense right now, but when we have the full documentary, it'll make 100 it'll feel more than perfect sense. You know what I mean?
Of course.
Yeah.
Which is this is where explaining stuff to people. I'm watch everything I explain to anybody in life. I'm watch the documentary.
Watch the documentary.
Right? So I always
Yeah. I know it's
you just give them tell them and then just give them a documentary.
and then
Always,
yeah.
That's how it goes.
No, I want to ask you this, well, yeah, do you find that the documentary these days has been a bit devalued because a lot of people make YouTube documentaries, or do you think we're going through a documentary renaissance and we're seeing anyone could make a documentary now? What's your take on this?
Well, to put it quite simply, documentary as a thing that's I just feel there's just too much real life happening.
Yep.
So that's the problem. First off, I think everyone's living life and enjoying it.
Yeah.
And so there's that sense that we have to, make a documentary about it because we're experiencing it. But how about we cut back and stop living? Slow down.
Slow down.
Yeah. Instead of going on your child's birthday, you just kind of ignore it.
Ignore it.
Yeah.
Okay. So slow down, ignore.
Yeah.
Stop making documentaries. Now, when we stop making documentaries, stop going to our children's birthday parties,
Yeah.
what do we do instead? Do we just kind of sit, or
Well,
we just sit and just look at,
well,
look outside? Or?
yeah. I mean, first, this is a real question. Actually, I was hanging out with some monks the other day.
Okay,
and,
yeah.
Just around Queen
Queen Street?
area.
Yeah.
And we're just talking about it. Same thing. Exact same question.
Oh,
They're
yeah.
if we cut our documentary and what do we go? And I was like, just animation. Just
That's so,
Yeah.
oh my gosh.
no one animates anymore.
That's so true.
Nobody
No
animates.
one does.
Yeah.
So, okay. So we stop making documentaries.
Yeah.
We stop going to our children's birthday parties.
Yeah.
We get an animation rig, and we're talking cells. We're talking paper. We're talking pencils. We're talking ink. This is what we want to get back to: traditional hand-drawn animation.
Yeah.
Traditional hand-drawn
It's missing.
documentaries.
Yeah. Those are the
there
real
should be
documentaries.
hand-drawn documentaries.
Yeah, if you can do puppetry, that would be cool. But also just take
No.
regular 2D. Yeah.
I know. Well, that makes me think. It's dude, think about how much more we would have respected the works of Walt Disney, for example, if he made a hand-drawn documentary. Could
Yeah.
you imagine something like something like The Thin Blue Line, but hand-drawn by Walt Disney?
Yeah. I mean, that would be a better. I mean, just thinking of it, visually, it's already a better movie.
Yeah.
Story-wise, it would be a masterpiece because everything that will happen could be exaggerated, right? You can, the whole movie.
Well, and you know what? maybe it wouldn't even be exaggerated, because sometimes when I'm watching a documentary, when I'm watching a YouTube video, like the way that the camera catches life, it's not how my eyes see it. And the way my eyes see it, like seriously, when I look around in the world, like if you had my eyes right now, I literally see everything as a traditional animated Walt Disney sort of movie. That's how the world legit looks to me. When I saw Snow White the first time, I legit thought that was a documentary about a girl that hangs out in the forest. Like I thought, and then I actually thought Bowling for Columbine was a cartoon. So I like, you know,
probably laughed and stuff. Yeah.
Well, I thought it was a serious cartoon,
which is rare. They don't make serious.
They
cartoons
don't,
anymore.
and they should. We're discovering so much crap today.
I mean, there's just so much, like, you know, like people look at documentaries and they're like, oh, this feels like there's so much. People are going to war and then they're making a doc. Like, just don't go to war. If there's no Ukraine, Russia, why would there be a documentary? Just chill at home, smoke a hookah.
Yeah, and get some paper out. Yeah, start cell shading.
Start from that's the best way to start.
Oh my God! Yep. Instead of make love, not war, what about make traditionally hand-drawn animated documentaries, not war? I think the world would be a lot different if we started. If that was a new motto, we got to get that out there.
I know we're investing so much into the Canadian military. In my opinion, invest more into Chorus Entertainment.
Yes.
They love anime. They make the best. I mean, always a hit. Yeah. Always.
Yeah. Never miss. And we need to invest in, a lot of the military spending should go into Nelvana. It should go into...
How about Pengu? How about you bring back Pengu?
We bring back Pengu. Yeah. I think this is a genius idea. Yeah. Get the Clay guys some work too. Yeah, the Clay guys have been off work for a few years now because Tim Burton, he's directing live animation stuff. Yeah. Pengu, he's probably... The Pengu character, he's probably moldy in a freaking closet in TVO or wherever that is. So, buddy, yes, you're onto something. This is why our society's so messed up right now. Why everyone's so angry is because the hand-drawn animators, they're out of work right now. Yeah. The claymation people, they're out of work right now. Yeah. Once we get those people working again, you will see. We will start living in a sort of utopian society.
If you ask me what utopia looks like, it's where all animators just animate.
Yep.
24/7. Because when they're not animating, guess what they do at home?
I can only assume it's like they're like Grand Theft Auto 5, sort of like they're playing a lot of that and just up to no good. I assume they're online trolls. I assume they're starting disinformation campaigns. Like because these people are so smart. Yeah. So when they're stuck at home, not able to hand-drawn animate, not able to claymate, a super smart person, not able to do their talents, they will do evil. They will do Satan's work.
People don't even know this. The guy, what's his name? He was a young animator, got cancelled. Maybe back in the day. Guess who he is? JD Vance, animator, one of the finest animators that the world. He did Toy Story.
Yeah, I know. There were so many.
Yeah.
The problem with Toy Story had so many animators on that like. Sometimes people got more, but he was the guy who came up with the character design for Andy.
I think it's important for people to just understand what the problem is. The issue is that we're letting guys like Cronenberg make more movies.
Yep.
We're making him scare me in particular. We're making him, giving him the chance to work with French people.
No, okay. Know what I think is absolutely insane, and we should have we need some serious laws in this. It's like Cronenberg should not be able to premiere a movie during September.
No.
He should only be able to release movies in October when we're like, okay, we're gonna be scared. It's just because then you have people like Conrad. He goes, he's going to a movie with his mom, and then he thinks this is going to be a good, and then he's scared for 15 years.
Yeah, 15
he's scared
years.
for 15 years.
Yeah, I was just like, I think it was October 30th, maybe around that time. And I was like,
2009.
2009. I was like, I'm just a 5-year-old child. I don't expect anything from this. I just want to go watch Google Gaga movie, you know, fun stuff. And then look at me now. I'm addicted.
Yeah. You're addicted to fear. And this is where we're at. And I mean, this is one of the most serious episodes we've ever had, but you're bringing up a lot of good stuff.
I'm so happy I can
buddy, I wanted to ask you about this because I've really been hyping it up in the last couple episodes.
Yeah.
But have you ever seen the movie Wizard of Oz before?
Which one? The one in 1938 or the other 6 after that?
We're talking the big one. The
big
technical Marvel. We're talking
the one
Marvin Leroy, Judy Garland, Margaret Hamilton. We're talking the big one. What's your take on that movie? I've been wanting to ask you, as a film guy, what do you think? Do you think they did a good job, or do you think what were your first reactions when seeing that movie?
First off, it made me really like now I can look wizards in the eye, because at first I was like, not relatable.
Yep.
Not relatable, right? Like, it's wizard. But then now I'm like, okay, I can look them in the eyes. Also, now I know what cancer would look like if it was like, spread out for the people. Because apparently in that movie, they made so much people get
because
cancer,
there was the lead paint.
Yep.
For the Tin Man, the original Tin Man, Buddy Epson, he didn't make it past pre-production.
Nope.
And then, of course, in the poppy seed scene, we have asbestos flying down.
All dust.
As snow.
Yep.
But the thing is like, have we had as good of a movie since that movie? So maybe some of these risks are you know what? In many ways, Wizard of Oz was kind of the original Jackass.
Pre-Jackass. They didn't even know. This is how I know it's a good movie. They didn't even know they were making Jackass.
Yeah.
Until like the few people died. Then they're like,
this was Jackass.
Yep.
This was Jackass.
To me, one of the best movies ever. Like, to make Jackass before Jackass, like, that's brilliant.
To make Jackass in the 30s, it was 30s. Essentially 30s Jackass.
30s Jackass. I mean, they had other movies and stuff, but nobody did it like they did.
Hi, I'm Judy Garland, and this is the asbestos snowfall.
Man, that was a good movie. I would also want to mention that movie in particular, the switch from black and white to color, I think the only other movie that has done that successfully is maybe what's the movie called? Jessica Rabbit.
We're talking Who Framed Roger Rabbit.
Who Framed Roger Rabbit?
Yeah.
Yep.
And that's a movie in the 80s, so we need another movie to give us the shock of going from sepia tone to color again. It's been almost 40 years since we've had another movie. So wow. Maybe do you think they've just forgotten how to switch? Yeah, a lot of these people who made these movies have passed on, so maybe they kept these secrets how they did that, because you cannot just do that on Adobe Premiere. I've tried many times. I've tried many times in my life switching from sepia to Technicolor, and there is no setting, and no one will tell me how. Yeah, you can change black and white to color. That's easy. No, but sepia to color it's a specific thing. And honestly,
that's hard. Yeah.
I think I want to figure out, and ChatGPT, it doesn't even, it censors that answer out. Like that's a censored question. How to switch sepia to color? I don't know why it is, but it must have, there must be powers that be that do not want us to switch sepia to color. It could just be too powerful.
It must also just side talk. I know ChatGPT like personally, but also it's hard to switch. Carlton, yeah, he went to Carlton.
Yeah, I knew it.
2014, yeah.
2014. Okay.
Good guys. It's two of them. There's two of them.
You guys had a massive graduating class.
Yep.
David Cronenberg,
Name anybody.
ChatGPT, Paris Hilton, Nicole Richie.
Yep. Name anything. And it probably went to my school.
Ellen DeGeneres.
No, Ellen Ellen DeGeneres, before she was funny, went to my school. And then when she got funny,
she's funny.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
I heard. Yeah, dude. I heard that Ottawa actually. So I heard also she was part of the 2014 graduating class. She did it. She did it like during time she wasn't filming the Ellen show, and I heard that Ellen actually learned how to be mean by living in Ottawa. I heard that.
Yeah,
I've heard it's one of the angriest cities of all time. Do you have anything to talk about?
Well, they have Ottawa is the only city where they have a anger management unit. They deploy anger management unit to all the buildings. So if you move to the city, one of the first things you sign up hydro and then anger management.
Oh, it's like part of the monthly.
Thing. Yeah, you also get a free pass a month. You can bring a partner to go punch, like
a statue of like a prime minister.
An old prime minister or like small pets or something. It depends on.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's dude.
Yeah.
I wonder, well, you know what? Politics, I imagine, is very stressful, especially Canadian politics.
Yeah.
So,
Other countries, not too stressful. It's just like cute politics. Right?
No, but Canada, I've heard they're very stressed. The politicians. It's so crazy that Ellen decided to come here and do, and
I think, she's
Carlton with you guys.
Yeah, I think she knew she wanted to be like an aggressive person. So it's like, where do you start with that? There's only a few countries you can go. Moscow, Ottawa, Manila for some reason.
Manila, I've heard about that. Yeah.
It's
weird that all three of the places that you just named all have Carleton satellite campuses and stuff. Carleton, Moscow,
people don't know this. Yeah.
Carleton, Manila. It's absolutely mind-boggling.
Yep.
Wow.
It's crazy.
Buddy, I'm learning a lot. Revelations are coming out right here. I absolutely can't believe some of the things that we're talking about. Now, I've never brought this up on the podcast before, but I know you have some history there. You have a lot of history in Grimsby, Ontario, right?
Yep, the old stomping grounds.
Stomping grounds. Now, what's Grimsby like? It's to me that is kind of my Oz, right? It's kind of sometimes I sing "Somewhere Over the Rainbow" to myself, hoping that a tornado will sweep me off my feet, and then I open, I see everything automatically sort of in Disney hand-drawn animation, but then I finally see real life when I go to Grimsby, and it's all colorful and stuff. So what's it like there?
Well, how do I say this? If I had to describe Grimsby in 12 words, it would be if you're not ready for crazy times, don't come around here, Grimsby.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's one hell of an acronym. I can't even. Okay.
So
that's kind of the motto, eh?
That's the motto. If you go in there, I have it. No, right now I took it off, but most people get it tattooed on your back, just so you know.
Yeah.
In case you're confused, you just look in the mirror.
That's what we're about.
They also give you mirrors too when you move there.
That's just crazy.
Yeah. So, it depends. Are you if you like, do you like speed or do you like
I have a need
both?
for speed.
If you have a need for speed, you'll love Grimsby.
Is there
Yeah.
a lot of racing, street racing?
I don't think anyone walks. Everyone just sort of jogs or
Jogs.
speed walks or runs.
Speed walks.
Yeah.
That's absolutely.
Yeah.
I've heard you guys have some of the fastest. Like I heard that Usain Bolt did his training in Grimsby.
Yeah, he used to live in a basement over there. And then
But he would just like it. He got a basement in Grimsby that was 100 meters all
it's
ways.
a full football field.
A full football field. Wow. Yeah, because they measure things differently. In
Yeah,
there's a Grimsby metric
yeah.
sort of system. They have a different sort of measurement than anywhere else in the world. It's kind of like Newfoundland with their own time zone.
Yeah. Yeah.
So it's 100 meters is a full football field in Grimsby. And
Yeah.
Usain Bolt, he got a basement that was this size and he was just training.
He just the whole time. He's going back and forth.
Dude.
Yeah. He's Grimsby's own. I think when he first started, it was Grimsby's own Usain Bolt.
Usain Bolt.
And then
He tried to get to the Olympics under Grimsby, but the IOC wouldn't let him.
They wouldn't
like
let
he
him.
tried to represent Grimsby.
yeah, they told him to rep Canada, and he was like, "I'll just rep." Jamaica.
Grimsby, yeah. So but
I think he should be his own nation. No, I personally think Grimsby.
I
has
know,
the resources.
we're
yeah.
so past like the French separating. It's when I think the nation within Canada that's a nation, it's Grimsby every time.
Most likely,
every
yeah.
time.
Yeah, if you ask anybody that's on something, they're like, yeah, Grimsby.
Grimsby.
Yeah.
It has such a distinct
Yeah,
culture.
Yeah.
And the name is just it sounds like a country. Like it's like it could go right
Yeah.
up against like sometimes I think like Canada, it's like on the world stage it can't go up against some of them, but I
Yeah.
could see Grimsby really like
Yeah.
getting into war with Australia, for example.
that'd be a nice war. Two great names fighting each other. Australia versus Grimsby. I go with Grimsby, by the way, because Grimsby, I don't know, you probably know some of the strongest children
Yep.
are from Grimsby.
I've heard that.
Below the age of 14.
It's strongest children
Strongest children per
capita.
capita, yeah.
Yeah, I heard
Yeah.
I heard lots of strong. I heard that's where Shirley Temple, she weight trained there.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's crazy. Yeah. Oh, that
Judy
makes
Garland
sense.
to be
Yeah.
able to lift because Toto was heavy.
Yeah, people don't know this. Yeah.
As a rotoscope, he was massive.
Yeah,
right?
he's a
And-
projector that they projected and
Yeah, they
Yeah.
projected him. So,
Yeah.
but she had to lift him in some scenes, the real Toto, and she did some weight training in Grimsby.
yeah,
It's
she had
crazy.
to. Because anywhere else in the world, when they shot that movie, so the 30s, anywhere else in the world, they didn't even know what weights, like working out weights.
No, we
it was
forget that
yeah.
wasn't discovered yet.
Yeah, that was in
Weight
the
wasn't-
90s. They found out
Yeah,
around the 90s.
about weight and
all
stuff,
that stuff,
like
yeah.
that wasn't. We forget how like the 30s feels like a long time ago, but in the great scheme of things, it's not. But we have discovered like we didn't know shit.
We
back
didn't know
then.
shit. And
Yeah.
people used to like try to. I think for working out, they would try to go fight the bear or something. I don't know. That's what people are like. If I want to work out, I'll go fight the bear.
Yeah.
But then people are dying in hundreds.
Yeah,
So,
but that's
yeah.
that's how they. That's how Winnie the Pooh. That's how that started off.
Yeah, because they were like,
That's. Yeah. What?
yeah, they were like, let's make bears cute.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's
Let's make bears cute.
yeah.
Why don't we? Because the thing about
Why did they have
because-
shorts or something?
Yeah. Well, the thing about a lot of these fights, right, in the 30s when we didn't know about weightlifting, we didn't know any of that, when people would just go fight bears, is that people think bears are very vicious creatures, but it was always the humans instigating the fights.
Yeah.
So then one day,
Yeah.
I forget the exact person, but they were like, wait a second, why don't I befriend this bear?
Yeah.
Why don't I interview him?
Yep.
Why don't I put a red shirt on? And then he interviewed, and then
Yeah. You know who did that? What's the girl that had Goldilocks?
oh yeah, Goldilocks.
Yep. She did that. I remember the day she was like,
She's
thinking
Canadian,
about it.
eh?
Canadian, yeah.
Obviously.
From Whitby.
Yeah, she's
Yeah.
from Whitby. That whole
Yeah.
the whole Goldilocks story, if you pull it back a bit and you read it, because lots of times you just hear it like someone knows the story so well, but the actually written text, it
Yep.
says, once upon a time, a girl in Whitby, Ontario,
Just off
Goldilocks.
outside Ajax.
Yeah, just past Ajax. She literally, yes, she's a Whitby girl. Goldilocks. That's a
Yeah.
Whitby name. I knew it, like, when you, as you get older, like, you meet a lot and you're in Ontario, Canada, which is kind of like the New York State of Canada. You meet a
yeah.
lot of people, you know, because you're here so long. And I know at least 5 girls from Whitby all named Goldilocks. That's
Of
a
course.
very,
very
that's a
common
very,
name, yeah.
it's a
It's
very
also
Whitby
unisex,
name.
so there's also
It's
some,
guys too. Yeah.
guys too, yeah.
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 It's going to be, it's very interesting. Not a lot of people know that. Like, so many people just, sometimes when something's Canadian, like in the international context, they just totally wipe that from the history.
It just leaves a history book. There's so much that Canadians have done. They don't even recognize that they've done anything crazy. Like, people don't even know that the sneeze.
It's Canadian.
That's
Canadian.
crazy that people don't even talk about it.
No one taught, the sneeze was invented in Canada.
It was, yeah.
Right?
Before that, it was like people holding it.
They were holding it in. They thought that they thought that they would explode, right?
Yeah.
They thought it would kill you. So they held it in. But then a famous Canadian,
What's his name again?
is Terry Fox.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
He sneezed.
Not the same Terry.
No, it was a Terry Fox in the
Different.
30s where a lot of Terry Fox Senior, right?
Yep.
He discovered the sneeze, and then the world was relaxed for a couple, people loved it, right? But then as humans, we always find something, but we've always find some shit. We gotta grow up. Humans gotta grow up, eh?
Yeah, grow up,
We're
man.
like teens, eh? We're all a little, you know? Have you noticed that?
I think it's kind of messed up. Even if you're in your 80s, you're still a teen.
I know.
It's just kind of fucked
Always,
up.
we're weird.
Yeah, we're like, I don't even know, sneaking alcohol.
Yeah.
That's all humans were just trying to sneak alcohol.
I know. It all comes back to alcohol with
Yeah,
us.
it all comes like at the end of the day, it's like, oh, I just wanna drink alcohol and sleep and pee myself. Like,
Yeah.
what?
I know.
I just wanna go to the beach and get horned up and walk around with
Yeah.
a bone or something. Like, that's crazy.
I know.
Yeah.
And that's one thing every human could relate to.
Yeah.
Like, if we had it our way, a lot of us would just be drinking alcohol on the beach,
Yeah.
peeing ourselves. If we had it our way, right?
Yeah.
That kind of, I've had dreams of heaven a couple times, and that is exactly what it is.
Yep.
I'm just
true.
peeing myself on a beach, and I don't drink alcohol, but allegedly I do in heaven, right?
Yeah.
It's so crazy.
One of the funniest. I don't know if you know about Saint Peter.
St. Peter, yes.
Yeah, one of the
he's
early saints. Yeah.
Is he not the guy that controls the gates of heaven?
Yeah, he used to work security.
He works security.
Yeah, but not his
Canadian St. Peter Canadian security license. Check it out.
Yep. But
Badge number. I'm sure we could do this at the same time. Memorize. O 9 7 6
2.
2. St. Peter.
It's crazy. It's crazy. He has the same name but different numbers. It's a pretty incredible thing that they do.
He used to work a couple clubs back in my hometown, Kitchener-Waterloo. Wow. He did before he was the heaven. Before they, he worked at a place called Chainsaw. He did security at Chainsaw, King Street, Waterloo, and then eventually one day God literally came down to Kitchener-Waterloo and was like, "We need this guy up here." And then he became saint, and then he became security for heaven. He went from Chainsaw to security in heaven. Isn't that?
Wow, that's crazy. I mean, that's a real step from the bottom story.
It is.
If you had to like say one, right?
There's a lot of stories like that in Canada. So yeah,
Yeah,
you start
this-
from the bottom, then you explode. Like that's
Yeah.
one of the biggest Canadian stories I know of.
Yeah,
Right there.
No, check out this other one. So now there's so this might, I don't know if this is derailing the story, but speaking of Canadian epics, guys that people didn't even know, the alien from Alien,
Oh,
Canadian.
I knew. Yeah,
A few people knew it. I'm sure you might know because I found out he's from Cambridge.
he is from
He
Cambridge.
is from
yeah,
Cambridge, so
he-
I'm guessing it's close to
yeah,
KW. So yeah,
it's KW. Yeah, he
Yeah,
went
yeah.
to. I think he went to a Catholic high school.
Yeah.
He went to. I think it was St. Benedict's. He went to Benny's.
Yeah.
He went to St. Benedict's. You should have seen him in a uniform. He wore a uniform too.
what?
Yeah.
What?
And it's
Did
so
it
weird.
custom made? It had to be custom.
It was
made.
custom made, yeah. And
Rich
it was
parents.
like, yeah, and then one day there was just a casting call, Ridley Scott in the 70s, right? Casting call. And it was crazy. He looked all over the world for a certain look. He had some other people cast it, like I think he had Steve McQueen casted and stuff like that, ready to go,
Yeah.
about to shoot. Then he just did one more casting thing in Southern Ontario, Canada.
Yeah.
And literally, he went to school, so like he wanted to find some fresh-faced talent.
Yeah.
St. Benedict's, Cambridge, Ontario, the alien, he was like, no, this, because he used to picture the alien as what Steve McQueen looks like, but then he was like,
Yeah.
no, this is it. Sometimes you need
yeah.
to be shown what
You
it
need to be
is,
seen.
right?
Yeah. Sometimes it's not even. It could be something as simple as this guy doesn't talk. He just like groans, and then like that's my guy.
Yeah.
And it's really that simple. Sometimes.
He was honor rolled. He didn't
Yeah.
talk, but he wrote.
Smart
Dude,
guy.
You should have read some of the essays he wrote. He wrote a lot of essays, like Catholic essays, because
Yeah.
Catholic school. So he
Yeah.
had a remarkable take on Jesus' sermon on the Mount, right?
Yep. Because he was there too. Because
He was.
Yeah.
Well, he's really old, right?
Yeah,
He-
Prometheus, like all that stuff. His parents are like Prometheus. I
yeah, his
think.
parents are Prometheus, and they his parents actually. Well, a lot of people, you know, Garden of Eden and all that, like. It doesn't really, like, we don't really say where that is, but that was Cambridge, Ontario, right?
Yep.
So
Right in
his
the middle.
his parents, like, also knew Adam and Eve, who were also from Cambridge,
Yeah,
Ontario as well.
yeah.
So yeah,
Wow, Adam, Eve. They still have they sold vintage, but not like they sold only like old keychains.
yeah, that they were huge. They started the
Huge
old
into
keychain.
That's
movement,
crazy.
yeah.
The earliest people. It's like, I don't know what some brilliant people came from there.
Yeah, but no one
crazy,
wants to
yeah.
talk about it because it's Canada. So it's like,
Yeah,
okay.
they're like, they go pick like I'm from New York or something.
Yeah,
that's
exactly.
crazy,
Everyone's like, oh, yeah, I know. You ask the average person in the world, like, where's Adam and Eve from? You're like, because Eden is never specified. They're
Yeah.
always like, oh, New York, Manhattan, the Bronx. It's like,
Yeah.
no, Cambridge, Ontario, but whatever. Another L, but it makes us stronger, right? We got to
It
think
makes- yeah.
positive about this,
We
right?
gotta be positive because if you think about it, diamond is made from rough stones.
Yep.
And I always say that's the first thing I always, when I came out from the stomach, they're like, he's not crying. I was very specific. Diamonds are made from rough stones. So anytime I see stuff like this happening in the Canadian entertainment world, where like no one's telling us aliens from Kitchener-Waterloo.
Yep.
No one's telling us about how only in Canada can you like learn to dance in like 5 minutes. Like there's literally a Canadian. Literally, you just put, it's a Canadian
No, I know that-
software. You just put it on.
No, and that's
Yeah.
a lot of, like, no one talks about how our babies, if you come out of the womb
Yeah.
in Canada,
Yeah.
they
First 5
learn how
minutes.
first 5 minutes.
Yeah.
They can moonwalk. They can.
Yeah. Anything. Yeah.
They could do.
They could do the waltz for sure.
Yep.
They can do the they can do what's the Mongolian dance? The one where they can do the haka. The haka.
The haka.
The haka for sure.
Yep.
You can do I don't know, some indigenous dances too, if like, if you're indigenous.
Yeah, they could do,
Yeah.
it's
It's just so much with the healthcare. There's so much with the Canadian healthcare system that people don't take advantage of.
no, they they don't
crazy.
take advantage of this, but I that's why I think this is a very good podcast, just to kind of like educate the listener. Like, take advantage of, if you're in Canada right now, take advantage, have a child.
Yeah.
You'll learn to you can ask the doctor, be like, okay, where's the 5-minute dance thing?
Yeah.
And then bada boom, bada bing, you have the next Charlie D'Amelio TikToker.
Yeah,
sort of like,
TikToker, yeah.
But none of this is so unknown. Like, not a lot of people know that, yes, our healthcare could do this, that we didn't take advantage of that. And now the age of the famous TikTok dancer is almost over, right?
Yep.
We weren't on that boat. We had Charlie D'Amelio, we had Acid Ray, but we didn't have a famous Canadian, just because we didn't know. We didn't ask.
Just
Sometimes
because.
as Canadians, we don't want to ask.
We're so quiet. We're just timid. We're not being like, where can I learn to dance?
In
Just
5
where's
minutes. And it's part of our healthcare package. Our
It's
free
on your
healthcare
health card.
It's so crazy.
Fuck.
It's so crazy, man.
I'm just glad. Like, my parents weren't rich, so it's fine. I didn't get a lot, but one thing they definitely taught me as a kid was two things. One, learn how to dance.
Learn how to dance.
Right. So the moment I was born in the hospital, then put the helmet on my head. I learned how to dance. Boom. And the second thing they told me is, it's learning how to blow cold air when you're eating hot food. A lot of people are like, I can blow it, but no. I don't
cube
think.
in the mouth. Ice cube in the mouth.
Ice cube in the mouth. Things like that, people don't even, you're just like walking around getting
No, because no
jobs
one wants to
and living.
ask. Yeah.
No one's asking.
Well, I know your parents weren't rich, but your parents invested early in Canadian Tire money, right? And then
Of
the
course.
value
Every
went
smart
down,
parent.
and
Yeah, every smart parent every smart parent from the 90s, if your parents are smart, they invested in tons and tons of Canadian Tire money.
yep.
And, the economy has its ways. And unfortunately,
I think if you were holding on to some of that, it's going to come back. Just sort of like Bitcoin goes up and down, up and down, up and down. But we have a thing called Canadian Tire money. It's our own cryptocurrency. It's not tracked.
here,
It's
yeah.
a lot of stuff.
yeah.
If you want to use one thing in this country that the government does not track, it is Canadian Tire money.
Yeah, yeah. Canadian Tire money, or I don't know, just metal straws, for example, like stuff like that.
Metal straws, yeah.
They don't really track those, so you can do
They don't
whatever
track.
you really
You
want.
can use those in a lot of Canadian grocery stores. You say,
Yeah, just take a
Metal
drink,
straw,
put it
yeah.
in. Yeah, metal straw. It's a vibe. I mean, I'm proud to be not just Canadian, but also specifically from Grimsby.
Grimsby, yeah.
And I just think a lot of kids probably listening to this or watching it are probably thinking, how can I be the best Canadian I can be? And I just always tell people, like, first off, just think like you're from Bolivia, but act like you're American. That's the balance.
That's Canada
Yeah.
in a nutshell.
Yeah.
You on the Canadian Entertainment Podcast right here first. This is Canada in a nutshell.
Yeah.
Say it one more time.
Think like a Bolivian, but act like an American.
It's so genius.
Yeah.
It's
Yeah.
so genius.
It's the truth. It's who we are.
Okay, so obviously Canada has come up with a lot of things, but we don't talk enough about how Bolivia, they literally came up with olives, right?
Yeah.
Bolivia, olive is in there. Black olives. B-O-L-I-V. No one wants to talk about it. Everyone thinks it's Italy, but we got to give the due. Bolivia, you guys came up with olives, and thank you.
people, Bolivia. This is just a personal message from just us, just discussing and finding out how important you are, Bolivia. So, any Bolivians that are listening to this right now?
Yep, huge. We have a huge Bolivian audience on the stats. So hey guys, what's
Hey,
up?
Hola.
Yep.
First stuff. It's really nice to be close to Bolivia so much because I'm personally for the idea that give credit like black olives, some of the best. If you ever go to Harvey's to get their chicken burger, trust me, when you put Bolivia on it, that's black olives.
Black olives, yeah.
When you
It's
put
in the name.
some Bolivia on it, brother, it tastes like what.
I mean, that's what Gordon Ramsay wants to make, right?
Yeah.
He hasn't found the dish yet,
Yeah.
but
He's
it's
still
like,
finding
oh,
himself.
the dish.
Yeah.
Oh, Gordon Ramsay, you keep trying. You keep on. Gordon Ramsay,
Give up.
what is he doing? He's, what's it called when he's projecting, right? He's doing
Yep.
all these big things. He's new restaurant, new show. He's advertising for Welch's grapes, but the answer
Yep.
is the Harvey's chicken burger with black olives in it, and he's
Yeah.
pissed. He hasn't thought he has a lot of trauma over this because he didn't think of this. He
Yeah.
wants to find a dish as good as that, but this is why he does
impossible.
all this projecting, all this grandiose. This is why he lashes out
Yeah.
at people.
Yeah, he became a cook, instead of making food, just because he can't accept the fact that, the best burger is a nice chicken burger with Bolivia on it, black olives for those that don't speak Bolivian.
Yep.
And if you eat that and stand at the corner of a very busy intersection, just stand and eat it there. Honestly, it feels like how everyone felt when the Germans fell. This is not even a joke. The feeling. I don't know. I wasn't
Yeah,
there.
when Germany fell,
I
yeah.
wasn't in town that weekend, but it has that same feeling.
It's a feeling
yeah.
of absolute ecstasy. It's a feeling of it's a feeling of a 10,000 monks when they reach a certain level of meditative level. That's what it feels like. And of course, maybe this is what makes me dig as an artist and fight so hard in Canada. Of course, one of my things is it's kind of like the apple that the snake offered Eve and then kind of fucked over the entire human population.
Yep.
I'm not allowed to eat that because of my celiac disease. So
that's true.
I'm tempted every day when I walk past a Harvey's. I'm like, but then I remember it's only some people can have it. I need to accept that. It is like it. So essentially, how Eve and Adam, they ate this apple and then humans, they are no longer in paradise anymore. If I eat a chicken burger from Harvey's with black olives on it, this world will literally crack in half. It will crack in half and we'll have two half worlds. So please, if you ever see me on the street about to go into Harvey's, please just pick me up and drop me off at the nearest hospital, right? Like you don't want me in there.
I've picked you up a few times and dropped you off at random hospitals, maybe like 15 times now. Yeah. And it's normal. You just have to watch out every time.
Because literally it's scary what could happen. It'd be like, you see the movie Oppenheimer, it'd be a lot like that, but like the world would split in half, like it'd be like cracking an egg, right? It'd be like cracking a freaking egg.
It's really scary. There's two things I'm scared of. One is
you're scared of Christopher Nolan.
I'm scared of everything he wants to do that he can't do. Remember when he was making the movie, his first obviously is like, I want to do an atomic bomb because he doesn't use green screen. For anyone that doesn't know.
So he actually did it. Yeah.
He was like, I need to explore the whole world. And at this point I was kind of scared. So I think because of that, that's the number one thing I'm scared of actually. I don't know what his next film is gonna be.
Dude, I heard we've been talking a lot about your fears, and this is kind of like a Maury, where sometimes Maury brings on Maury Povich, he'd bring on like pickles to scare someone, but to help confront their thing. But you're terrified of Santa Claus, right?
I've been terrified of him since I found out he lives in a cabin in the Antarctica. There's
something about that lifestyle that's just terrifying. It's kind of like It's kind of like it's just unsettling. You know, and
just- yeah.
unsettling stories in movies have always been scarier for me than the like slasher film.
Yeah.
Like, so when you heard that was kind of like my experience when I watched Requiem for a Dream for the first time when I was in grade 7.
Wow.
I was unsettled for a few days, so I get it. So
Yeah.
you hear about this guy, he lives in a cabin in Antarctica, and then
What do I expect from him? You know, like a
It's-
guy like that.
it's the expectation
Yeah.
is terrifying.
And I understand that he doesn't have a car, so he drives animals around and
Yeah.
like
Cars
he-
haven't. Cars haven't made their way up there yet, but we're
No,
working
they
on it.
don't.
We'll be working on that.
I think I don't think they have enough smart people up there to figure out.
I know
cars,
we gotta.
so, yeah.
We need some. We need to get.
We need to get them
need to
cars.
get. Know what they should do? Jeopardy winners. We should send them up to Antarctica or the North Pole or whatever,
Yeah.
and we're like, we need a society up here. There is a huge man who does not know how to drive, and he's
Yeah.
mistreating animals. And we need you up here. His lifestyle's disturbing us.
Yeah.
So Mateo Roach, Ken Jennings, some of these big Jeopardy
Name them,
winners,
yeah.
we need them up there, eh?
Yeah, we need literally some of the smartest TV people up there, and they also need Comunado.
They need Comunado up there. Does it ever make you sad that you say Comunado to a worldwide audience right now, and there's a good portion of the world that has no idea what you're talking about?
They don't speak Portuguese.
Yeah,
That's a problem.
So Comunado is a Portuguese Quebecois company in Canada where you rent a car and you drive it for 20 kilometers and it costs you $130,000. But we love it. We love it. It's addicting. It's like
easy
Uber.
to use.
It's
everywhere.
addicting because
Yeah.
they start off with a small price and then they got us addicted to it. And now the country is run by Comunados.
Yeah, and if you hold a car for too long, they might try to put a credit check, a hard credit check on your
Yeah,
on
you're
your
not
on a
allowed-
social insurance number.
You're
which
not
might-
allowed to buy a house for 70 years,
Yeah,
right?
because you took a Comunado for 3 hours.
It's
Yeah,
sad.
you know?
It's sad. It's just like,
Yeah.
know what it reminds me of? Like what Comunado is doing to this country reminds me of when Dorothy's house fell on the Wicked Witch's sister. Do you remember that?
Yeah,
In the movie?
yeah,
Like
yeah.
her house, just that soul crushing defeat
Yeah.
and the anger. Everyone is like, oh, the Wicked Witch, she's horrible. She lashed out at Dorothy. But like, dude, literally Dorothy killed her sister. And that's
Yeah.
how I feel with these Comunado surcharges.
I think they're trying to kill my bank account. They're
trying to kill- yeah?
Yeah, for sure. And they've killed it. They've murdered. It's dead. Which
Yeah.
is fine. I mean, but I just want to be sure they know, like, if there's a war, I'll call for them first.
Yeah.
Just want to.
Sorry, Comunado. You guys are trying some stuff and we're not happy about it. But you know what? Okay, so the whole podcast, this has been very eye-opening. One of the most eye-opening Canadian entertainment podcasts episodes yet. But we're wrapping up. We're hitting close to our hour and 10 mark. So why don't we wrap it up with something positive? What are you looking forward to in the Canadian entertainment industry in the next year? What are you looking forward to?
Wow. Well, what can I say? I think I'm looking forward, and you can. I don't know if can I name drop people?
You are allowed to. Yes.
Okay.
Sorry, we
Well-
just had to check with the producer. Yep, you're allowed to.
Okay.
Okay.
I'm just looking forward to whatever Mr. D does next.
Jerry D. Yeah.
Jerry D, great actor, great producer, great comedian,
Great teacher. He's
great teacher.
Yeah.
Yeah, one of the best elementary school teachers.
And he hosts
in
Canada's Family Feud. So you're
Yep.
excited for what Jerry D did?
I'm excited for what he does next, because whatever he does, there's like honesty to it. It's like genuine.
So
Yeah.
what if I told you that I just received word that there's so that just while this podcast has been going on, they've announced WWE Canada, World Wrestling Entertainment Canada, and there's a Hell in the Cell match happening tomorrow, and it's going to be one of the biggest wrestling events ever, and it's Jerry D, and he's fighting David Cronenberg in a Hell in the Cell match. So isn't that crazy?
Dude, this is like God fighting the devil. What?
Dude, I'm not even kidding. My producer just told me that.
What?
Oh, nice.
That's awesome. Man, okay, can
So
we...
that's something to look forward to.
I mean, that's something to look forward to this summer. I feel like, oh my God, I really wanted David Cronenberg to not stop making movies, but I don't know how to stop him. So in a Hell in the
Cell match, there's a steel cage.
someone gonna die.
A spirit, someone's spirit might be killed, yes,
Okay.
but no one
That's
will
good.
physically die. But I think that, you know what, if Jerry D, I swear if Jerry D does something like let's say he choke slams David Cronenberg, into a table.
Yeah.
I kind of think all these bad experiences you've had with David Cronenberg disturbing you, haunting you for the past 15 years, he will have a change of heart and he will become a positive figure in your life. I'm just saying, I kind of get this feeling that that's going to happen. So I think there's something really to look forward with.
Yeah.
This is so positive that we're ending like this.
I mean, that's kind of a positive thing. I definitely, yeah.
Well,
Thanks, man.
well, that's cool. Thank you, producer, for telling me this. This has been one hell of an episode. This is going to be on lots of clips are going to make various national news things. So this is one of the juiciest episodes yet. Thank you, as always, fans, for listening, supporting the number 6 Canadian entertainment podcast in the world, the Canadian Entertainment Podcast, hosted by Ben Steger. Give us a positive review wherever you can. Tell your local politician. I swear a lot of pets would like this. The cadence of our voices, I think, would be very positive. So this it's not just for humans, it's for animals too, and it's for insects as well.
Yeah, iguanas
would love this. So thank you very much, Conrad Osei, for coming on the podcast, and we can't wait to see you in the hot seat again. And I'm sure this will not be the last time you're on the Canadian Entertainment Podcast. So thank you very much. We'll see you later.
Peace.
Bye for now.